The news is finally out. Justin Trudeau, leader of the Liberal Party and Prime Minister of Canada for 9 years, is stepping down.
I intend to resign as party leader, as Prime Minister, after the party selects its next leader through a robust, nationwide, competitive.
But how did we get here? How did this smart, charismatic, and progressive leader become so widely criticized by Canadians? Today, we'll delve into the top 3 scandals of Justin Trudeau's tenure as Prime Minister and examine their impact on his political career. The SNC-Lavalin affair, one of the defining controversies of Justin Trudeau's tenure as Prime Minister. It's a scandal that cast a long shadow over his promises of transparency and ethical leadership. Here's what happened. SNC-Lavalin, a major Quebec-based engineering firm, faced criminal charges for bribery and corruption tied to securing contracts in Libya between 2001 and 2011. If convicted, the company would be banned from bidding on federal contracts, potentially devastating for jobs and the economy. In 2019, reports surfaced alleging that Trudeau's office pressured then Attorney General Jody Wilson-Raybould to step in and negotiate a deal that will allow SNC-Lavalin to avoid prosecution by paying a fine. Wilson-Raybould pushed back, later testifying that the pressure was inappropriate and amounted to political interference.
For this as well was to ask the Prime Minister a direct question while looking him in the eye. I asked, quote, "Are you politically interfering with my role, my decision as the Attorney General? I would strongly advise against it," end quote. The Prime Minister said, no, we just need to find a solution.
Trudeau admitted to discussing the case, but denied any wrongdoing, framing his actions as an effort to protect Canadian jobs.
In regards to standing up for jobs and defending the integrity of our rule of law, I continue to say that there was no inappropriate pressure.
However, the fallout was massive. Wilson-Raybould was demoted, then resigned. Her resignation was followed by those of Trudeau's principal secretary and the clerk of the Privy Council. The Ethics Commissioner's investigation concluded that Trudeau violated the Conflict of Interest Act by improperly pressuring Wilson-Raybould. It was a blow to Trudeau's public image, with critics accusing him of undermining the rule of law.
It's now beyond dispute that he and his office bullied and threatened Ms. Wilson-Raybould in an attempt to get her to let SNC-Lavalin off the hook.
The We Charity scandal, another chapter in Justin Trudeau's tenure that raised serious questions about ethics, governance, and accountability. It began in 2020 at the height of the COVID pandemic with a $900 million federal student grant program. On paper, it was meant to help students struggling during the crisis, offering them money in exchange for volunteer work. But the way it was handled would soon become a political storm. The program was controversially awarded to the We Charity, an organization with close ties to Trudeau and his family. Trudeau himself had spoken at We events, and his wife, mother, and brother had all been paid significant amounts to participate in We-related activities. These connections raised immediate red flags. Critics accused Trudeau of a conflict of interest, questioning why the government bypassed other organizations to award such a massive contract to one so closely linked to the Prime Minister.
Again, how much money total have your brother, mother, and spouse received from this organization? How much?
that information has been publicly shared, but I will highlight.
Well, then tell me what it is.
My mother
How much?
Has
Just the dollar figure.
Throughout her life.
The dollar figure, Prime Minister.
Various ways, and is proud
How much?
of the work that she's done, and I'm proud of her.
How
as well.
much? I'm looking for a dollar figure.
We can get that number for you if you like. It's been out in the media.
The fallout was immense. Trudeau's finance minister, Bill Morneau, who also had ties to We Charity, resigned amidst the backlash. For Trudeau, it was a political and ethical crisis, fueling criticism that his government prioritized personal relationships over transparency and fairness. It was also the second time that the prime minister was on scrutiny over ethics, and it will not be the last. The blackface scandal. It was one of the most bizarre scandals in Canadian politics. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, a global advocate for diversity and inclusion, caught in the center of a scandal that many found deeply troubling. In the heat of the 2019 federal election campaign, Time magazine published a photograph from 2001. It showed Trudeau at an Arabian Nights theme party dressed in robes, wearing a turban, and with his face painted brown. Within days, more images and even a video surfaced. One showed Trudeau in blackface at a high school talent show, while another captured him in similar makeup during his younger years. For many, these images weren't just relics of poor judgment. They were a painful reminder of systemic racism and privilege. Trudeau quickly admitted to the incidents, calling them racist, even though at the time he didn't see them that way. He offered a heartfelt apology, expressing regret and saying he should have known better, but the damage was done. Critics called him a hypocrite. Supporters were shocked, and communities of color in particular voiced their disappointment. Overall, these scandals did not bring down the Liberal government, but they did reveal significant weaknesses in Trudeau's leadership. He demonstrated a willingness to sacrifice cabinet members to maintain power, and on several occasions prioritize political strategy over ethical considerations. While some critics argue that Trudeau was not as progressive or inclusive as he claimed to be, others believe he was simply navigating the harsh realities of politics, a game many see as a necessary evil,